What does it truly mean to fear God? When we were younger, we were told that God is this big scary man that's always judging you, so you better watch out because you don't want to make any mistakes in front of him. But I want to present a different model, a different way of understanding what it means to fear God. Welcome, everybody. This is Trees Philosophies, where I go deeper in on my thoughts, ideas, views of the world. People always told me I go too deep. Well, I go deeper, baby. Anyways, let's get into it. So, as I said, we have this notion in our minds that God is this big, fearful patriarch that's always watching what we do, always judging you. So, watch out because you don't want to make a mistake because at the end of the day, when we all face the big man, he's going to be judging you and holding you accountable. So it brings this fear of God. However, I want to present, as I said, a different way of understanding what it means to fear God. So, in many religions, Christianity being one of them, God is seen as the idealized or perfect form. For example, Christ is seen as the perfected version of the self as seen through God. So he is the idealized role model upon which we should be mimicking our behavior. So God, in essence, becomes the idealized form of perfection upon which we should model our own lives. Again, God is the idealized realization or the perfected version of ourselves upon which we should also mimic and try to achieve, right? He's that role model, or it's that role model for how we should conduct our lives. So, where does fear fit into here? Well, we have this notion that when we don't achieve our full self, when we don't achieve who it is we are meant to be, what it is we are meant to become, we are falling short of our perfected self. We are falling short of who we are. Now, this can lead into two potential results. One can be complacency. You might think, well, this is just who I am. I'm the person that's always rude. I'm the person that's always late. I'm the person that's always obnoxious, the lazy person. That's just who I am. That's option number one. Option number two is to assess this flaw in yourself and understand it for what it is and root it out, much like a cancer is rooted out from the self. Most choose the first option. Why? Because, of course, it's easier. It's easier to be complacent. It's easier to be okay with who you are in terms of all your mistakes and flaws. But the second option requires you to be essentially in a state where you're completely vulnerable. You've realized that there is a part of you that is flawed and it needs to be taken out like a cancer. It needs to be rooted out, ripped out from who you are, from your being. And this means, this is in essence the story of the phoenix, right? The phoenix burns up and arises anew, rises from the ashes anew. Well, it's symbolic. It means that you are letting a part of yourself die so that you can arise anew. You can come out of this into a new, fuller fledged version of yourself. The trouble is that even if and when you are successful, and this is a painful process, of course, this is where the fear comes in because this is, as you can imagine, being burnt and then arising anew is not a pleasant process. So this is where fear comes in. This is a scary process. You're going to be torn down. You're going to be in shambles. You're going to be broken. And again, the most difficult part of this is that even coming out of it, even if you went through all that crap and then you come out having realized a newer version of yourself after removing this element of yourself that required decapitation, it only means that you've been successful on this one specific dimension of yourself. It goes without saying, you probably have an unlimited amount of your transgressions or of yourself that you need to do this to. So you need to repeat this process over and over again. The phoenix burns up and arises anew over and over again. And this is a never ending process because the process of trying to achieve that perfected version of yourself, that idealized, realized form of who you are, this never ends. So we are in a constant state of requiring us to remove that thing, be born anew, go through that battle over and over again. And there is so much fear in that. There is so much to be fearful in that. And hence the continual and never ending fear of God. If you found this analysis interesting and you were able to understand things from a different point of view, please share it with somebody that you think might also find value in it. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on more Trees Philosophies. Thank you so much.